You're listening to Rebel Sports on 106.1 KJO Radio, Slayton.
You're listening to 106.1 KJOE and watching on ChristiansenBroadcasting.com as the Murray County Central Rebels get set to take on the St. James Saints for the first time in our recent memory. In fact, I go back 27 years, plus a little bit of high school after that. So maybe 30 years. These two teams haven't played in that time. If they played before that, well, it was before it was Murray County Central. The Murray County Central Rebels come into tonight's action 3-0 on the season with wins over McRae, Wabasso, and Tracy Milroy Ballatin last week. St. James is coming in at 0-3. This rebuilding program has gotten off to a rough start this season. They lost to Martin County West 47-13, Minnesota Valley Lutheran 60-13, and they lost to New Ulm Cathedral 48-30 before entering play tonight in what is the start of a difficult stretch of games. So they'll take on Murray County Central, Springfield, and Tracy Milroy Ballatin over the next 3 weeks. So thanks for joining us. This is the only game in the area coming up on your Saturday afternoon. It's kind of different having a Saturday afternoon game, and we're not talking playoffs. For the Murray County Central Rebels, they're looking to continue on their strong play this season, especially defensively, running the ball, and big plays on special teams have led them each game this season. Will it continue today? Will the change in the time, playing an afternoon game rather than an evening game, play a factor in this game whatsoever? I guess we're going to find out. It's the Murray County Central Rebels. It's the St. James Saints. Coming up on our pregame show, we'll talk to Coach John Wilson of the Saints. We'll talk to head coach Patrick Freeman of the Murray County Central Rebels. We'll take a look at the winners of action last night around the area. And, of course, your starting lineups and your opening kick, plus some keys to the game all mixed in. It's all coming up on 106.1 and ChristiansenBroadcasting.com.
Athletes know that top performance in sports is enhanced by the footwear, uniforms, and safety equipment they wear. And the same is true for what you wear for work. The Midwest Supply Stores offer you work boots and waterproof footwear that keep you comfortable through a day's work. The Midwest Supply Stores have the work clothes to keep you warm and dry and the sizes that keep you comfortable at work. The Midwest Supply Stores have gloves, welding masks, goggles, dust masks, and steel-toed shoes to protect your health. For top performance and safety at your work, shop the Midwest Supply Stores, Slayton and Tracy.
Here's what's happening at Murray County Central Schools. A reminder, homecoming activity sign-up ends this Friday, September 24th, Saturday. Tri-State Marching Band competition in Laverne. Junior high volleyball is at Westbrook at 9:15. And football action Saturday, 1 o'clock against the St. James Saints in Slayton. Find out what's happening at Murray County Central Schools and track the progress of your Rebel students online at mcc.mntm.org. When you open the fridge door, the light comes on, and you don't see something you want to eat, it's time to head to All Mix Market on Highway 30 in Slayton. All Mix Market has a great selection of things that you'll want to enjoy. Maybe stop by the deli for a quick meal served fast. Enjoy the chicken or one of their other great specials every afternoon. You'll find something great when you shop at All Mix Market. Have a new recipe? They can help you out at All Mix Market, Highway 30, Slayton.
Pouring concrete. Getting the right mixture for the proper strength seems like a big job, doesn't it? For that reason alone, you need to get your ready-mix concrete from a trusted source. Buffalo Ridge Concrete is so trusted and relied on so often, they set up shop in 12 towns to assure you prompt delivery when you're ready. With all their trucks, there's no waiting on big jobs. And on smaller projects, you'll still get that on-time delivery. Call Buffalo Ridge Concrete at 507-247-5575 for all of your concrete needs in Southwest Minnesota, Southeast South Dakota, and Northwest Iowa.
You're listening to pregame coverage of the Murray County Central Rebels and the St. James Saints. Kickoff this afternoon coming up at 1 o'clock. And joining us, we have head coach of the Saints, John Wilson. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
The Saints are off to an 0-3 start this season, and as I look over the first few games, obviously they've been high-scoring affairs, especially last week against New Ulm Cathedral, 48-30. Talk a little bit about the season so far as we reach the midway point.
Yeah, we're just kind of getting used to kind of our new schedule. We're new to the district over here, and we've had a lot of struggles on the defensive side. We're fairly young. We only have a couple seniors that actually do play, even both ways. But so most of our guys are even 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and so a lot of the guys are just kind of learning the ways of playing defense at the varsity level. And so we have been struggling, keeping the points down on the other teams, and we've had some special team issues too. So the points have kind of gotten away from us at certain times of the game. So, but 2 out of 3 games that we've had pretty, they've been more competitive than the score. And New Ulm Cathedral, I think, was a little bit more competitive. It was close at half, and then same thing with Martin County West. But for most part, our biggest issue has been basically just stopping the run and being able to do the things on defense.
How tough is it when you come in, and maybe that's the first question I should go, how many teams are new on your schedule? Obviously new to the district, but do you have some carryover from your past schedules at all?
Martin County West has been kind of a typical team that we played. We played Tracy in playoff time.
Okay.
And so, so sometimes we get to see some film in the past of certain teams, but yeah, for the most part, it's, we've never played Murray County. We've never been a part of, Springfield, New Ulm Cathedral. We did play MVL last year during that COVID.
Right.
Kind of a week there. Both of us had teams that didn't have games, and so we were able to play. So, but yeah, for the most part, it's just been kind of past films, but everything's brand new. So,
who are some of the players you're relying on here early in your season?
So for like seniors, Hayden Jones, Tanner Olson is on the line, defensive line, offensive line. Hayden Jones has kind of been our wide receiver kind of go-to guy lately. Because of COVID, we have a new quarterback, Alex Straisman, who's been a junior, been a nice surprise basically, because we had our quarterback coming back from last year. He had kind of some COVID issues right away, so we had to kind of switch things around. So we're kind of getting into that. I think that's why offensively we're starting to see some more points, because guys are getting more experience in the new positions that they've had. So.
One of the questions that came up last week as MCC took on Tracy Milroy Ballatin is the kicking game. And special teams is always huge. Murray County Central, a very aggressive special teams unit. Tracy had a very nice kicker that was able to set them up and force the other team back in the long field. How are special teams at St. James? I know you mentioned it's kind of a work in progress, but how is the kicking game?
Yeah, it's not really good. We don't get a lot of times. That's what hurts our defense too. Is a lot of times teams against us are starting on our side, and so that makes it a lot difficult. And yeah, you're right. It's we played New Ulm Cathedral, and we're starting at the 20-25 yard line, and they get to start on the 50 or the 45 on our side already. So that does make a difference when you have 30, 40 yards to make up kind of a lot of times, either offense or defense.
As we get to the midway point of the season, it's kind of amazing that we look at a schedule like football season is never going to get here, and then in a blink of an eye, it's week number 4 already. Are you happy with the growth that your team has shown over the first 3 games heading into today?
We really have. Especially most of, we only had like 2 seniors last year for that COVID season.
Oh wow!
So a lot of our guys are back, and just to see the improvement, especially against like MVL, because we played them last year. We're also seeing improvement, from game to game, and we're finding out, people talk, and I have people around, and there's been a lot of excitement through our improvement, and so that's kind of where we're at. We're just trying to get things improved, and it's kind of nice at the same time to have a young team, because if as long as they're continuing to improve, then hopefully the next year that they're even better. So yeah, it's a good group of kids that we work with, and we continue to try to get better every week, and no matter who we're trying to play. So
it's the Murray County Central Rebels. It's the St. James Saints for the first time ever. Coach, thanks for joining us, and good luck this afternoon.
You bet. Thank you.
Dr. Jen Reith and Dr. Kelly Bowman, along with the great staff at Slayton Veterinary Medical Center, are there for you to promote healthy, happy, and productive livestock. Now's the time to assess vaccination protocols, warming strategies, and reproduction status of your herd. For all of your large and small animal vet needs, put your trust in the Slayton Veterinary Medical Center. Give them a call today at 507-836-8594. The Slayton Veterinary Medical Center is a proud sponsor of Maury County Central Rebel Sports.
Banquets, meetings, reunions, receptions, auctions, dinners. Hadley Community Center is the perfect place for your get-together. Talk to Myron Bennett at 836-6942. Seating for 300, a modern kitchen, open, flexible, unobstructed space for dances and displays. Comes complete with access to bar. 836-6942, the number to call for your meeting, banquet, sale, or reception at the Hadley Community Center in downtown Hadley.
Whether it's on the court or in the field, Schmitz Grain knows it takes hard work and determination to be successful. Doug and Dan Schmitz take pride in themselves in having top-notch, local, dedicated, hard-working employees to ensure the most productive outcome for your farming operation. Give them a call today to see what they can do for you at 507-836-8385. Schmitz Grain is proud of our area athletes and are wishing our Rebels good luck in their upcoming contests. Whether you're someone who likes to fix it yourself or bring it to the shop, Rowdy's Radiator and Diesel Repair is the one-stop shop for you. Rowdy's Radiator and Diesel Repair have recently purchased Napa Auto Parts and have moved it to their location just south of Slayton on Highway 59. Whether it's big or small, Rowdy's Radiator and Diesel Repair, along with Napa Auto Parts, have the parts and service for large and small equipment, along with all of your auto parts needs. With new inventory arriving weekly at Napa Auto Parts, stop in today and get your vehicle running in peak performance. Rowdy's Radiator and Diesel Repair, still the best place in town to take a leak for radiators.
You're listening to pregame coverage of the Maury County Central Rebels and the St. James Saints. It's an interesting Saturday afternoon game at 1 o'clock. Coach Patrick Freeman joins us. Coach, usually if we're talking on a Saturday, more times than not, it's because it's tournament play, but a beautiful day, and we get a 1 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, what a great day to play some football and kind of like a college atmosphere on Saturday game day, and we're excited to play.
It also reminds me a little bit in some ways of that early season scrimmage, the last scrimmage of the day, when it's usually closer to afternoon. How has your preparation for this week's game been with the extra day to use during the week?
It's been nice to have an extra day, just kind of, I think you get in the grind of the season, and every day it matters regarding practice. So it was nice to give our guys an extra day, kind of not to have a lot of contact, and give us a little bit more to game plan, especially for a team that we haven't seen before or haven't played before. So it's been nice from a coaching staff aspect, and our guys have done a nice job responding, and they're up for the challenge and know what's on deck, and we're excited to play.
Obviously, last week was such a big game against the TMB Panthers. The second half, your team made some huge plays. The offense got going. Carter Bennett played extremely well, and you were able to get the win. What were you able to take away from that game against the Panthers to put forth, not only for this week, but the rest of the season?
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere, and for us to come out in the second half and respond like we did, I was just really proud of our guys. I mean, our effort was there, but we had a lot of lack of execution in that first half, and I think it just shows how valuable all three phases of the game are, and obviously special teams made a really big impact in that game and kind of really brought a difference in field position and just scoring. So it really was a big benefit for us and something that we keep preaching to our guys and understanding that each play is valuable and each team matters, and so it was really good to see us respond in that second half. And like you said, it's a rivalry game. TMB is a really good team, so it was just kind of good to see where we're at. And our message for our guys this week is we just don't want that to be our highlight. You know, if it would be one thing to say, well, here it is, beat TMB and let's be done. But that's not the case. And our focus is our next game mentality, and we respect St. James just like any other opponent, and we're excited for the next challenge. And our growth as a team is going to be really important as we get to halfway through the season here, and this is the time where we need to be playing our best football and keep focusing on each practice, each rep, in each game, and our guys are going to be up for that challenge.
Over the first 3 weeks, you've had to go maybe a little deeper into the roster. Not that, every football coach wants a deep roster, but at some point you have to go to some players who have to step up in new spots, whether it's a Logan Steinle, Jackson Sturgis over the last couple of weeks in the secondary. You get a couple of guys back this week. How do you look to, add more depth to the roster over the course of the season, because you do need it, and sometimes it's at very key moments? How do you think your team has handled that with some switching in positions and getting new guys in to replace other guys who are out? Now that some of those guys from the past are coming back into the fold to help this team out, it should make for a deeper team, but you also have more options.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, as a coach, you hate kind of putting last-minute changes together, and we've had to do that a few times, and give credit to our guys being prepared. And that's what we tell guys all the time, is you never know when your number's going to be called. It takes one roll of an ankle, it takes one issue, and pretty soon you're in the ball game. So we've always tried in practice to kind of incorporate our 2s and 3s and making sure that they are ready to go, and a lot of that is mentally being prepared as well. So as we go throughout the season, obviously our goal is to keep getting deeper, just to make sure that we are ready for any situation that comes. And a lot of our guys play multiple positions anyway. We're small school football, a lot of Class A. You can't just focus on one spot. A lot of guys play two ways, and sometimes two ways they're playing different positions. But we try to match it so it's easy for them as well. We don't want to put them in a situation where they have to do a lot of thinking. Our goal is to put them in a situation where they're comfortable and play fast and physical football.
For this Murray County Central team, it's been just tremendous first 3 games of the year, just to see how many different ways you've been able to do some of the same things, whether it's been on special teams, on offense, or on defense. Each game has kind of taken on a different look and a different maybe position on the field, or whether it be special forces, offense, or defense, who have made the big plays to spark the roster. To me, that's a sign of a pretty good football team.
Yeah, it's been really nice to see kind of the balance all the way around. I think looking at coming in this year, we knew our defensive front was going to be a strength, and for the most part, our defense has met up for the challenge, and we're getting better in the secondary in the pass game, and I know if we keep trusting the process, good things are going to happen. Same thing on offense. We're being able to run the ball tremendously the first 3 weeks, and now we want to get the passing game going so that we can be balanced, and that's our ultimate goal. And as we talked about at the beginning of the year, our special teams, we want to be aggressive, we want to be a factor, and they definitely have done that, and we made some mistakes, but we also know that being aggressive, those mistakes are going to happen, and as the year goes on, we're going to keep cleaning things up, and really excited for the potential for our guys, and as long as we stay hungry and disciplined, I think good things are going to happen.
Coach Patrick Freeman of the Murray County Central Rebels, good luck in this afternoon's game, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Sounds good, thanks.
Know more about what a good truck wash should be than a trucking company. That's why T&J Trucking started T&J Truck Wash. It's a self-service truck wash open 24/7. That means your wait time can be minimal, if nothing at all. There are 3 big bays. Really big bays, with fire hoses, wands, and disinfectant. Designed by a trucking company, wash the big stuff 24/7 at T&J Truck Wash, 4 miles west of Highway 59 at Valhalla Corner and a half a mile north.
Culligan water of southern Minnesota. The difference is clear. Refreshing clear water for your home or office. A family legacy, a tradition of service. A bottling plant built on local pride. A range of water products for every lifestyle. Culligan Fresh Solutions. Culligan water of southern Minnesota. The difference is clear.
Hey Reagan, I heard Dad talking to a farmer on the phone today. Did you know you don't need to have new equipment to have a successful farm?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, with AgVS Inc. and Precision Planting, you can customize and upgrade the equipment you already own to maximize yield in your operation.
Use simple technology to maximize your farm with my dad, Jason Vanderskap, and the rest of the guys at AgVS Incorporated. Give them a call today at 507-828-1419 or stop by the shop on Broadway Avenue in Lake Wilson.
Hi, this is Chelsea Carlson from Guide Point Pharmacy, and I want to let you know exactly what we mean when we say let's build better health together. The Guide Point team of experienced pharmacists and technicians see ourselves as an extension of your family doctor and an advocate for your health. We want to get to know you and help you live healthfully. From medication therapy management and blood pressure screenings to administering vaccines and filling prescriptions, your health is our priority. We're conveniently located next to the Murray County Medical Center in Slayton and offer a drive-up window and delivery service. It's never convenient to not feel well, so let's build better health together at Guide Point Pharmacy in Slayton.
You're listening to 106.1 KJO Radio in your pregame show between the Murray County Central Rebels and the St. James Saints. Thanks for tuning in to KJO and at ChristiansenBroadcasting.com. Let's take a look at the games played last night. It's kind of the fun part about playing on a Saturday. All the rest of the games have been completed. You know who's won and who's lost this week. In the Southwest District, RTR defeated McRae 36-8 last night. Springfield over Tracy Milroy Ballatin. It was a shootout, 44-38. Martin County West over Adrian Ellsworth, 22-7. Minnesota Valley Lutheran beats Wabasso, 38-6. Sleepy Eye takes down New Ulm Cathedral, 18-8. I was in Minneota last night to see the Vikings defeat Lakeview, 57-0. Dawson Boyd over Lockboro Valley, and Canby beats Yellow Medicine East. It was Bold over KMS 34-14. Some AA football last night. Pipestone, state-ranked over Redwood Valley, also state-ranked, 14-7. Good win for the Arrows. Laverne, they beat New Ulm last night. Marshall over Worthington, 42-6. Jackson County Central blows out Windham, 50-6. Fairmont defeats Waseca, 28-15. In nine-man football, Edgerton over Red Rock Central, 24-0. Hills Beaver Creek over Westbrook Walnut Grove, 43-8. Heron Lake Okabena Foldo over Grenada Huntley East Chain Truman, 44-0. Sleepy Eye St. Mary's defeats Cedar Mountain, 26-8. Nicollet beats Medelia, 52-20. And Renville County West gets the win over Buffalo Lake Hector Stewart due to forfeit. Final score, 2-0. The Murray County Central Rebels and the St. James Saints, the one game being played today around the area. We'll see how the Rebels come out on top with all the shakeups among the top 10 polls in the state of Minnesota with losses last night. Murray County Central with a victory and a good performance could see themselves ranked number one in state coming up next week. Of course, it's always decided on the field, so that isn't the most important thing, but it's always nice to see yourself at the top once in a while. You're listening to the pregame show here on 106.1 KJO Radio. Let's take a look at your keys to the game, and we'll start out with the St. James Saints. Offensively for this Saints team, they've really relied on the running game to get their majority of their yardage, but they have shown some big play ability, especially throwing it to Hayden Jones, the senior wide receiver, number 80. He's made some huge plays, some long touchdown catches in the first three games during the week. Obviously, they have to get him involved. When you're a team that likes to run the ball a lot, sometimes that play-action pass, maybe only complete 2 or 3 passes during a game, but they can be huge momentum swings and possible scoring plays. So getting him involved is important. Obviously, when you have a team that runs the ball, you have to stay ahead of the chains. And against a Murray County Central defense, which has been strong against the run this season, the Saints have to pick up those runs of 3 and 4 yards and be consistent, and, of course, stay away from penalties. Talking to Coach Wilson, he said his team has really struggled with special teams this season, which is scary playing against a Murray County Central team that has made a lot of big plays on special teams this year. And, of course, defensively for St. James, they've struggled to stop the run. They're going to see plenty of the run today, especially with Carter Benda, Christian Tenniger, and the rest of the Murray County Central Rebels. As for the MCC Rebels, keys for today's game might start on special teams. They've made a lot of big plays, but they've got some players out of the lineup today who have made some of those big plays. We'll see if it plays and continues to play a major factor. Of course, against TMB, the Rebels had a huge punt block for a touchdown and a kick return for a touchdown. Can they do something similar today? On offense for the Murray County Central Rebels, they need to continue to save their strong production from Carter Benda. He's run the ball extremely well through his first 2 starts at the tailback position. That needs to continue. The front line for the Maury County Central Rebels, offensively and defensively, needs to continue to play well. It's a different lineup, a team they've never seen before. That strong play has to continue today. And finally, defensively for the Rebels, a little more depth in the secondary with the return of Aiden Dirks. Peyton Coulter is back. A few more bodies. They're facing a running team, but does that secondary help improve the rest of the defense? It's going to make for an interesting matchup. It's the Rebels and the Saints. Kickoff is just around the corner.
He'll dive into the pile, and he's stuffed yet again. Just can't seem to quite get anything going tonight. Wait a minute. What's this? Billy Miller's coming on the field. He's 4'10" and 100 pounds. This should be interesting. Wait a minute. What's he doing? The coach just gave him a Mountain Dew. He lines up in the backfield. Here's the snap. Hand off to Miller. He's met in the backfield. Stiff arms the lineman. Trucks the linebacker. Leaps over the secondary. And he's gone. Hey, Coach, you better fill all those water coolers up with Mountain Dew.
Drinking Mountain Dew will not burst you through huge linebackers. However, Mountain Dew tastes delicious and goes great with fans cheering from the stands. Mountain Dew from the Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company in Pipestown.
Connecting knowledge to curious minds. Connecting family with the familiar. Connecting home office to in-office. Connecting 2 hearts in the palm of your hand. Be mobile, connecting our communities.
Hi, Cal Sprunk with Sprunk Seed Farm of Edgerton. As we continue to grow the seed processing side of our business, we have partnered with multiple companies to provide seed conditioning for them, meaning we need more growers to meet our seed demand. So now would be a great time to meet with us to see if this opportunity to earn premiums could fit your farming operation next year. So give us a call at 442-5334. That's 507-442-5334. Or stop by Sprunk Seed Farm of Edgerton and find out if joining our seed grower team can benefit you.
Chartist Foundation for Rural Health's Hospital Strength Index named Pipestone County Medical Center one of the top 100 critical access hospitals in America. The Hospital Strength Index is a comprehensive assessment for rural hospital performance.
I'm Brad Burris, CEO for Pipestone County Medical Center. If you have been delaying your health care needs due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we want to invite you back. Your comfort and safety are our main priority. To schedule an appointment, call 507-825-5811. One of the top 100 critical access hospitals in America, Pipestone County Medical Center. Our priority is you.
Welcome back to Slayton, Minnesota, as the Maury County Central Rebels take on the St. James Saints. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Maury County Central Rebels on offense tonight. At quarterback for the Rebels, the junior Abe Paul Zine. He'll be joined in the backfield by Carter Benda. Benda over 100 yards rushing in each of his first 2 starts of the season. At the tight end position, it's senior Champ Mitchell. At the wide receiver positions, Christian Tenniger, Corey Ike, and Logan Steinley. A change on the offensive line for the Rebels. Justin Scotting is in at right tackle for the Rebels. Dylan Doden will be the right guard. Dawson Blankenship is at center with Christian Kubel and Nate Cleven on the left side of the offensive line. The 3 seniors up the middle. And then Scotting, the new starting right tackle, also a senior for the Maury County Central Rebels, getting his first start of the season. As we take a look at the starting lineup for the St. James Saints on offense, at quarterback, Alex Straisman. At fullback, it's the big man, Hunter Stevens. He tips the scales, listed at 250. He might be a little bigger. Anthony Slada and Adrian Luna will be the wing backs with Hayden Jones, the wide receiver. Jack Westman at tight end, and then the front line of Tanner Olson, Cooper Olson, Willie Curry, Julio Skata, and William Knack. It's time for our national anthem here on 106.1 KJO Radio. Being presented by the Color Guard here at the Maury County Central Football Field. Burger feed held beforehand in honor of Jaden Deacon, who is on the sideline for the Rebels.
Currently stand watch on those freedoms. And here is our nation's nation. Team Rural Minnesota.
Do you own a computer, laptop, smartphone, tablet, or a smart TV? Of course you do. We all do. With the world that we live in today, we rely on our devices. MVTV Wireless Internet understands what it means to you to have an honest and hardworking internet service provider. MVTV Wireless is an internet provider with your family in mind. Visit MVTVWireless.com.
Midwest Bank knows the business of ag. That's where our roots are. We have a commitment to agriculture and believe in the farming families in our communities. We salute these doers. Your dedication to the land powered by financial resources is what gets things done, now and into the future. Turn to Midwest Bank, where we understand farming and can keep you and your operation going strong. Doers.
Welcome back to Slayton as we get this game underway. 1 o'clock kickoff. Don't see this very often. Usually when we have an afternoon game, it's due to the playoffs on a Saturday afternoon in October near Halloween. Not the situation tonight. The Murray County Central Rebels will be in their black uniforms with the purple helmets. St. James, black pants, black helmets, the white tops. Mason Wendland will kick off for MCC as we'll get this game underway. Again, special teams has been a mystery. A lot of good things have happened for the Rebels on special teams. They've had some negative plays as well. The Olsons back to return. Cooper Olson, number 53, a junior. Tanner Olson also back to return. Tanner Olson at defensive end and tackle. They're expecting a short kick from the Rebels. Here's the approach. And it'll be a short kick down the sideline. It'll bounce, and it'll be picked up with a knee on the ground at about the 28-yard line, where it's going to be first down and 10, St. James, as we're just underway here in Slayton. Murray County Central on the field defensively. Three-headed backfield with Stevens, Luna, Slada, Straisman, the quarterback, a junior. Murray County Central, of course, led by that defensive front. Garcia and Kubel inside, Cleveland and Mitchell on the outside. Three receivers will go to the left. Straisman, shotgun formation, Hunter Stevens next to him. Hayden Jones comes his way. High snap. It's loose, and it'll be picked up by the Rebels. First snap is high. It's not held on to, and the Rebels will get the change of possession, picking up the loose ball for MCC. On the dive is Christian Tenniger with the fumble recovery, and Murray County Central has the football back. Simon. So back in Slayton, the fumble recovery by Christian Tenniger. Here's the snap. Handoff. Carter Benda will get hit after he picked up a couple of yards. In fact, it's going to be a gain of about 7. Down near the 10-yard line will be second down and 4. Benda the run right up the middle.
7 on the carry, second and 3.
So Benda with the gain of 7. Here's the snap. The give. Benda runs into his own teammate. He'll be pulled down. Jack Westman in on the tackle for the Saints. It is going to be a first down run. About 6. Down to the 6-yard line. Here's Paul Zine. He'll take the snap, the give to Benda. He's going to run through one tackle, then another, and he's down just shy of the goal line.
Jack Westman on the tackle. Across the 5, down to about the 4-yard line.
So it's a short field for Murray County Central. And the Rebels taking advantage after the recovery on the high snap by Christian Tenniger. And the quarterback keeper for Abe Paulzine. And Murray County Central will go up 6-0 here in the first quarter. So 6-0. Under center, Champ Mitchell, the tight end. Well, excuse me, he's lined up as the guard in the swinging gate. Here's the snap to Benda. He's going to tuck off on the right-hand side, and he walks into the end zone, and the Rebels go on top. 8-0 here in Slayton. The Murray County Central Rebels with a good start with a fumble recovery, and they turn it into 2.
MVTV Wireless.com. Connecting rural Minnesota.
Do you own a computer, laptop, smartphone, tablet, or a smart TV? Of course you do. We all do. With the world that we live in today, we rely on our devices. MVTV Wireless Internet understands what it means to you to have an honest and hardworking internet service provider. MVTV Wireless is an internet provider with your family in mind. Visit MVTVWireless.com.
8-0 Murray County Central. The Paulzine touchdown run. 11:23 into the game. 2-point conversion by Benda. Wendland will kick off. It'll be a short kick towards the sideline. It's going to roll, and it's fallen on. Cooper will pick it up. Cooper Olson at the 31-yard line. So the Rebels' first drive went about 19 yards. Didn't have to go far. Paulzine scores on the 1-yard run. First play from scrimmage for St. James. Well, one play, a high snap. Recovered by Tenniger. Man in motion. Hayden Jones, they're going to look to swing it to him. Out of the backfield, the Rebels are there to string it out. Back to the line of scrimmage. Good coverage on the outside. Peyton Coulter back in the lineup with Brock Smith in the secondary for Murray County Central. We're going to see some we're going to see some Aiden Dirks today at the varsity level. Jackson Sturgis out there as well. Rebels all of a sudden get an influx of depth in the secondary with guys coming back. So the first completion for Straisman goes to Hayden Jones for no gain. 2nd down and 10. Here's the turn, the give up the middle. Stevens, the big fullback, plunging ahead. He's going to get about 3 yards and bring up a 3rd down and 7. First positive yardage gain in the first half. So a pause. So, slight pause. They're going to take care of the clock. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 yards to go at 10:49 to play. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Here's Straisman back to pass. He'll throw it towards the sideline. It's caught there. Not a lot of room. The catch on the sideline by Anthony Slayton. No. Slayton with the catch. Gains a yard. So Straisman completes his first 2 passes for a total of a yard. 4th down and long. St. James will go back to punt. Rebels sending a guy back deep. Here's the rush. Nearly blocked. Very short. Rebels are going to get out of the way, and it's going to roll dead at about the 47-yard line. Good pressure by the Rebels up the middle, but we do have a flag on the play. So it's going to be a personal foul on MCC for roughing the punter. That'll be 15 yards and a first down.
That penalty for roughing the punter will go against the Rebels. That will give St. James the first down.
So that'll give St. James the first down. Big penalty on MCC.
Where they begin first and 10.
So the ball will come out to the 47-yard line, basically where the punt ended up landing. Officials say it wasn't blocked. It was close. The Rebels got pressure, but it was just a punt straight up in the air. We're going to have our first timeout of the game. It's taken by St. James. 8-0, Murray County Central on top. Here in the first quarter, we have 9:44 to play.
Today is a great day for new carpet. Jim Voges here from Jim's Carpet Outlet. Whether you have a special event coming up in your home or you just want to spruce things up, visit us on Maple Avenue in Slayton for a great selection of carpet, linoleum, plus wood and vinyl tile. We buy direct and pass the savings on to you. So whether it's one room, a floor, or your entire home, we're ready. Stop by at your convenience weekdays or by appointment at Jim's Carpet Outlet on Maple Avenue in Slayton. Call anytime for that new carpet feel. 360-7266.
8-0 Murray County Central. The first down of the game for the Saints comes on a 15-yard penalty, roughing the punter by MCC. Nearly got the punt block, but they didn't. It was a short punt regardless, but there was contact made. Straisman, shotgun formation, Hunter Stevens next to him. Back to pass. Straisman will throw it right. He's got Hayden Jones. It hits him in the hands, and he'll put it on the ground. Incomplete. That'll make it 2nd down and 10 from midfield. We're just shy of midfield. So 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Saints on your Woodstock Communications scoreboard. Ball at the 48-yard line. St. James half of the 50. Receiver will be split left. Man in motion, Slayton that way. They're going to try to throw it out to the sideline. Caught by Jones. He's going to fall forward. It's going to be a decent game, about 5-6 yards, and bring up a 3rd down. It's going to be about 5 or 6 yards to go.
That will bring up a 3rd down and 5.
So give Hayden Jones 5 yards on the reception. Straisman, 3 for 4 passing, just not a lot of yardage. Total right now is 6 yards. Rebels show pressure. Straisman back to pass, and he's going to be incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Coming up from the safety spot was Logan Steinley. Nearly had it. 4th down and about 6 to go for St. James. Ball on the Rebel side of the 50 now at the 47 after the short completion. And you'd have to think that St. James will go for it. They are 8-0. 4th down and about 5-6 yards to go. 3 receivers left. Here's the pressure. Pass lobbed down the sideline. It's overthrown by about 10 yards. Rebel football. As I look and don't see any penalty flags. 1st down and 10 MCC. Rebels will go from right to left now on your radio dial. Eight to nothing Murray County Central. Rebels. 2nd possession after the penalty cost him 15 yards. Abe Paulzine, shotgun formation. Benda with him in the backfield. Here's the turn. The give to Benda. Up the middle. Breaks away from the first defender. Falls forward out past the 50 to the 45. It's going to be a nice gain on the play, about 8 yards.
Give Carter about 8. 2nd down and 2. The ball at the St. James 45-yard line.
So Benda pick up on the play of 7. Second down, about 2 yards to go for the Rebels. Here's the pitch. It's going to be bobbled, and the Rebels will fall on it. Be no gain for Benda. Well, in fact, it'd be a loss of 1 on the play. Third down and about 3.
Third down and 3.
So third down and 3 for the Rebels. Ball back at the 46-yard line. Abe Paulzine under center. Here's Paulzine right up the middle. He'll have a first down run. Down to the 25. It's going to be a pickup of nearly 20 yards. Just the quarterback keep right up the middle. And they'll mark it right at the 25. 26 yards on the pickup, or excuse me, 21 yards on the pickup for the first down. Abe Paulzine shotgun formation. Tenniger in next to him. Here's the turn, the give to Tenniger. He'll get to the line, steps through the hole. A couple of big steps, and it's going to be a gain of close to 7. Down to the 19-yard line. Tenniger's first run of the game goes for 7.
7 on the carry, second down, 3.
8-0 Murray County Central leads in the first quarter. 6:56 to go. Here's Paulzine to Tenniger. Got a guy around his ankles, falling forward inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a first down run of about 6 yards. Didn't have far to go. First down and 10 MCC. Rebels look back to the line. Benda back in at tailback. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right as the Rebels spread out the St. James defense. Here's the turn. They give to Benda. He goes up the middle, keeps his balance, and he's down at the 1-yard line. A gain on the play of 13. Benda, great balance going through the line that time. Took some contact, but kept the lean. So a nice run by the Rebels. 6:16 to play in the first quarter. It's 8-0. It'll be first down and goal when we come back on 106.1 KJO Radio.
Health is important, and the water you're drinking is a vital component of that. Why waste your money and effort on bottled water when you can have it on tap in your home anytime? Contact Apollo Water Systems, your authorized local Connecticut dealer, for why or how a reverse osmosis can save you not only money, but what the health benefits are associated with it. Call 888-320-3052 and begin a health movement in your home today. Again, 888-320-3052 and ask for Troy. Your water, our profession.
Back in the first quarter, 8-0 to play, 6:16 to play off the timeout for the Murray County Central Rebels. First down, goal to go for MCC. Looking to put another score on the scoreboard. Here's Paulzine, straight ahead, and they're going to give him the touchdown. It's Paulzine for the score. 14-0 Murray County Central as Paulzine gets his second touchdown of the game. 1 yard out. Rebels will line up to go for 2 with 6:13 to play. Rebels will line up. Everybody right. Here's the turn. They'll give it to Tenniger. He walks into the end zone of Murray County Central. Goes on top, 16-0. You're listening to 106.1 KJO Radio. First quarter action. It's been all Murray County Central. His MCC has come out. The defense has been great. The biggest play so far for the St. James offense was the 15-yard penalty on Murray County Central for roughing the punter. The rest of their offense has been stacked up or going backwards. So credit the Rebel defense. They forced the 1 turnover on the very first play on the high snap. But for the Rebels, MCC continuing to move the football. And St. James, they've struggled this season stopping the run, which is bad news when you take on MCC, because that's what they're going to be looking to do, is pound the football. And MCC has done that so far, and they've done it well. So, the Rebels come out to kick off. Here's the kick towards the sideline. It'll be picked up. And a good hit along the sideline near the 31-yard line. First down and 10, St. James. We got a personal foul face mask on the Rebels.
That penalty will go against Murray County Central.
MCC's second big penalty. First down and 15, ball back at the 47-yard line out near midfield. Here's a high snap to Straisman. We got a false start. The first penalty on St. James will be a 5-yarder.
And that will move the ball back to about the 42-yard line, where it will be first and 15.
So first down 15. Ball now at the 42-yard line. Man in motion, high snap over Straisman's head, and Straisman will pick it up. Ball back to the 27-yard line. Second down and forever. So the penalty on MCC gave the Saints good field position out at the 47-yard line, but now the penalty. Then the snap over Straisman's head, the second time that's happened. It's nearly second down and 30 yards to go. You don't see that very often. Here's Straisman. He'll throw it out of the backfield. Caught on the perimeter. Hunter Stevens with the catch. The big man from the running back position. He'll get back to about a 1-yard gain. 25-yard line. Good pursuit by the Rebels. Again, Straisman's been completing his passes. There's just not a lot of yardage involved. Here's the turn. Nothing doing. Fourth down and long coming up. We're in the first quarter, fourth down and long. 4:25 to play. Punting situation for the Saints. Here's the snap. It's a good one. The kick is on the way. It's very high. It'll get a nice roll to about the 43-yard line, where it's first down and 10. So first down and 10. MCC. $16-0, Murray County Central with the lead here in the first quarter. First down and 10 MCC. They'll spread the field. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here's the handoff to Benda. Good stop in the middle. On the tackle for the Saints, Colton Johnson, the senior defensive tackle. Benda will pick up 3 yards to the 45. So a nice run on first down for Benda. Second down and 7. Paul Zine has Tenniger in the backfield. Here's the snap. Benda back, or Paul Zine back to pass. He'll throw it over the middle. Pass towards Champ Mitchell off his hands, then knocked away by Straisman. So the first pass for Paul Zine falls incomplete. So third down. About 7 yards to go for MCC. Paul Zine will come under center. In all Rebels here in the first half. A couple of Paul Zine 1-yard touchdown runs. Here's the screen pass set up by the Rebels, and it's dropped. Carter Benda had blockers out front. It was a cavalcade of Rebels down the sideline, but he doesn't bring it in. Just off his fingertips, and it'll be a punting situation for the Rebels.
Down and about 7.
So fourth down and about 8. Steinle coming into the game for the Rebels. Ross Engelkiss into the game for the Rebels. Abe Paulzine will punt. Rebels go with the hard count. Now the snap. Punt is away. Straisman back to return, and he'll catch it from his knees at the 15-yard line. Looks like they'll move it to the 16-yard line where it'll be first down and 10. Canby. Here in the first quarter, we have 3:14 to play. So for MCC, defensively has been solid. Forced a turnover, couple of punts, gave up one first down on a 15-yard penalty. The other was a post-possession foul. Straisman will come under center. Luna to his left. Slayton to his right. Stevens right behind him. Hayden Jones split wide left. Slayton goes in motion. He'll get the handoff. He'll run left, and the Rebels have it stacked up. Seen a play similar to that for years at Murray County Central. MCC played like it. Be second down, maybe 9. Gain of 1 on the play. As Slayton picks up a yard. Again, just not much room to run for Anthony Slayton and the St. James Saints. The Saints, one receiver to the right. Slayton goes in motion. They'll give it to Stevens running left, and he's going backwards. Great defense by the Rebels up front. That defensive line getting penetration. Nate Cleven, one of the guys there. Christian Kubel also in on the play. They'll take Stevens down. Loss on the play at 2. So third down and 11. See what the Saints do here. Jones will go left. Westman, the tight end, will go right. Here's Straisman. He gets hit as he throws it, and it's intercepted. Interception by the Rebels. Dawson Blankenship.
Dawson Blankenship back there with the interception.
So a nice pick on by Blankenship. He was in the right spot. Second turnover of the game. It'll be first down and 10 MCC. Ball at the 20-yard line. Paul Zine, shotgun formation, takes the snap. He's going to give it to Benda. He'll get hit and tied up. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Westman in on the tackle. Westman has done a nice job coming up to make the stop there. Minute 30 to go, first quarter, 16-0 Murray County Central. The Rebels will look over to the sideline to the left. Paul Zine and Tenniger in the backfield. Paul Zine will give Tenninger gets hit from behind. He'll fall forward. And we got a flag. If I'm going to take a wild guess, it's going to be a false start. So it was 2nd down and 10 for the Rebels. So not a false start. Illegal formation. Rebels weren't up on the line, but it was declined. So it's going to be a run on the play of about 3 yards. 3rd down and 7. Rebels had the choice there, or I should say the Saints had the choice, and they decided to force a 3rd down. So the clock will run after the penalty. And a false start coming. Or, excuse me, offsides.
And this will be an offside penalty against
the hard count for the Rebels. That'll bring up a 3rd down. About 2 yards to go. 2-3 yards to go here for the Rebels. So the Saints decline the penalty. Then they jump off sides themselves. So 3rd down, about 3 yards to go. Here from Slayton. 4 down territory for the Rebels. Here's the handoff to Benda. He's got the 1st down. He'll break the tackle to the outside and he'll score. It's going to be a touchdown run for the Murray County Central Rebels, covering 15 yards. Benda had to break 1 tackle. He did. And MCC goes up 22-0 here in the 1st quarter. Tough run by Benda. He had to break the 1 tackle. He did, and then he walked into the end zone from 15 yards out. 23 seconds to play here in the 1st quarter. Wendland in to kick. The rolling snap back, but Wendland gets the kick away. And it's good. Nice job by Paulzine on the hold. And the Rebels will get the point. They go up 23-0.
For the average American, the number one place to sing is not on stage, but rather your shower. Well, you won't be singing in your shower if it isn't working. And who better to fix your shower than the singing plumber himself, Tim Bankston of Tim's Plumbing and Heating of Slayton. Tim the Toolman has strong ties to Murray County and its community, from the school to community theater. Cheer on the Rebels, and remember, the next time you're singing in the shower, remember Tim's Plumbing and Heating of Slayton, 227-1361. That's 227-1361. And we're back. Rebels will be kicking off at the 40-yard line, up 23-0 here in the 1st quarter. Murray County Central has dominated here so far. No question on the Rebels' defense, especially. Offense, they've scored on 3 of their 4 possessions in the 1st quarter. Here's the approach. Wendland will kick. A deeper kick over Olson's head. It'll be a race for the football inside the 10. And Olson touches it. And then one of the Rebels went flying out of bounds. So a great kick by Wendland. And Olson at that point, granted, you don't have eyes on your back of your head to see where the defense is, but he'd almost been better off hoping it rolls out of bounds, but he picked it up right on the sideline. So it'll be 1st down and 10, down at the 7-yard line. First down and 10, Canby. 23-0. Here's the turn. Pitch, wide side of the field. That's Slayton with the carry. He'll get about 3 or 4 yards. Corey Einkin on the tackle for the Rebels.
3 yards, 2nd down and 7 coming up.
2nd down and 7. We're under 10 seconds to go here in the quarter. We'll see the clock run out. And we'll go to the quarter break. 23-0 Murray County Central after 1 on your Woodstock Communications scoreboard.
Health is important, and the water you're drinking is a vital component of that. Why waste your money and effort on bottled water when you can have it on tap in your home anytime? Contact Apollo Water Systems, your authorized local Connecticut dealer, for why or how a reverse osmosis can save you not only money, but what the health benefits are associated with it. Call 888-320-3052 and begin a health movement in your home today. Again, 888-320-3052 and ask for Troy. Your water, our profession.
Millions upon millions of safe miles have been traveled by Ludoff Brothers and Slayton. Whether their full bus service is transporting children to school, fans to sporting events, church, or youth group trips to major sporting games, Ludoff Brothers provides safe, dependable transportation at affordable rates. Serving the Slayton School District, Ludoff Brothers is happy to be part of all high school sports and scholastic activities. To charter a bus, call Ludoff Brothers and Slayton, 836-6750.
Back in Slayton. As we get ready for the second quarter of action, the Murray County Central Rebels.
Beginning the second period, St. James has the ball. Second down and about 7 at their own 10-yard line.
On tap, 23-0. So St. James comes out. Second down. About 7. Hand off to the wide side of the field. Rebels there.
Anthony Slayton with the carry.
Anthony Slayton again with the carry. It looks like he's going to lose the 3 yards he got on the last run. In fact, he'll lose 4. It's going to bring up third down. About 11 yards to go.
Third down and 10.
So Slayton gets 3 yards. Then he loses 4, and it's third down and long. So third down and 11. Straisman. In shotgun formation, Hunter Stevens, the big fullback next to him. Slade in motion. Here's the snap. Rebels drop. Straisman comes up. Now he'll throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for Slade. Champ Mitchell on the coverage that time. Nearly got a hand on it.
That will bring up fourth down and 10.
So fourth down and 10. So 23-0. Waiting for the snap in the end zone. It's there. It's caught. Line drive kick. Rebels get out of the way. And it's going to roll down. Out of bounds near midfield. We'll see where they actually mark it. It'll be at the 43-yard line. So first down and 10 MCC. First possession for the Rebels here in this second quarter. In good field position at the 43. So MCC comes out first down and 10. Ball at the 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end. Left side of the formation. Here's the pitch. It's to Benda. He's got blockers out front. He'll get to the sideline, and he's gone. It's going to be a 43-yard touchdown run by Carter Benda. Taking a look across the field. Make sure I don't see any flags, and there's none. So Benda goes in. A one-play drive. 29-0 Murray County Central. Good blocking out front on that play. Wendland in to kick with 10:54 to play. Here in the second quarter, Benda's second touchdown run. Here's the snap, the hold. The kick by Wendland is very high, and it's going to be wide right. So the Rebels don't get the extra point, but they get the touchdown. 29-0 MCC here in quarter number 2.
comes to your vehicle, you want it to run in tip-top shape. That cannot happen without a stop first to Fulda Auto Service on Front Street. When it comes to taking care of your vehicle, you won't find better technicians anywhere with over 20 years of experience. Cars, trucks, pickups, they work on them all. And yes, they're known for transmission work, but that's not all they do. They do air conditioning work, brakes, exhaust work, oil changes, and even diagnostics. So when it comes to your car, truck, or pickup, trust the pros at Fulda Auto Service, 103.
Simon, you'll have to come back to the left. And we're back 29-0. Murray County Central on top here in quarter number 2. Rebels will be kicking off. Benda, 2 touchdown runs, 15 and 43 yards. Paul Zine, 2 touchdown runs of a yard each. 2-point conversions by the Rebels, by Benda, and by Tenniger. An extra point by Wendland, and 1 miss by Wendland.
Mason Wendland to tee up the kickoff.
And it's 29-0 here in the first half. It's been all Rebels. St. James offensively has 1 first down, that coming on a penalty. Wendland raises his hand, and he'll approach to kick off. And it's going to be a kick, and it's going to land. It's going to roll out of bounds. And St. James will start from the 40, you would think. Or 35, well, it's a good question. 35-yard line. You would think that they just take the football at this point rather than having to return another kick, which has been scary to say the least. And they'll actually mark it down where it rolled out of bounds because it was closer than the 35. So that you get the position of where the ball went out of bounds. Can't be penalized for a kick out of bounds. So they'll get it at the 37. First down and 10. Straisman under center. Man in motion, Slayton. They'll give it to Stevens. He'll get hit in the backfield. And tell you what, Stevens is a big kid. Dawson Blankenship has the ball in his hands, but they say the play was blown dead. I think Blankenship just took it away from him more than it was a fumble or anything in there. It's going to be a loss of 1. Actually, a loss of 2. Back to the 35. Good pursuit by the Rebels as Stevens gets stacked up and goes backwards. You're listening to 106.1 and ChristiansenBroadcasting.com. Murray County Central with the lead 29-0. Second down, 12 yards to go. With 10:13 to play here in the second quarter. St. James looking for their first down on their own accord. They picked one up on the Rebel penalty. Here's the pass rush by the Rebel. Straisman throws underneath. It's caught by Slayton. He's going to get about 3-4 yards back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard beyond. They'll give him an extra, so a gain of 3.
About 3 on that play. 3rd down and 9.
Slade's second catch for 4 yards. He has 1 yard and 3 yard. Hayden Jones has a catch for 5. Stevens a catch for 1. But for MCC, done a great job of tying everything up. And for MCC, as we take a look at this St. James offense, they're going to take some time to get the right play. With a 29-0, you're struggling offense. You're going to make sure that you get the right play that you want. And here's the snap, and flags will fly. So the flag will move St. James back 5 yards for the illegal motion with 8:57 to play. All Murray County Central here in the first half. Murray County Central. Those defensive linemen licking their chops to rush the passer. 3rd down, 14 yards to go. Here's the snap. Here's the blitz. Tenniger comes through. Pass is short. Sturgis is there, and it's caught. No, it's dropped. Hayden Jones had it. Sturgis is saying, hey, I caught it. I think Jackson Sturgis just called for a replay. He pointed to the scoreboard. That maybe works at a state tournament. Maybe. Not here. Hey, credit the kid, though. He wasn't started at the beginning of the year. He's gotten the starting spot back, and he knows right away. Look at point. Say, give me the ball. So 4th down and long. Luna back to kick for St. James. Back to return for MCC. Peyton Coulter. High short kick. It's out of bounds. They'll mark it near the 32-yard line. So 1st down and 10 MCC here in the second quarter. Up 29-0 on your Woodstock Communications scoreboard. 8:31 to play. Rebels will go to Sleepy Eye next week. Paul Zine and Benda in the backfield. Wide receiver to the right, 3 to the left, shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Paul Zine back to throw, and he's going to just throw it in the dirt, but now I could be wrong. College football and NFL, if you're going to ground it, it has to get beyond the line of scrimmage or towards the receiver. That was neither.
2nd down and 10.
2nd down and 10, so just an incomplete pass. Rebels yet to complete a pass today, though, well, frankly, it hasn't mattered. 29-0 here in the second quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hard count, hand to Benda. He'll run right, breaks 1 tackle, breaks his 2nd tackle. Now he's got some blockers to the sideline. Nice little cut back down to the 40 to the 37. It's going to be almost 30-yard pickup. Tanner Olson in on the tackle, and Benda down to the 37-yard line. About 27 yards on the pickup. 1st down and 10 MCC. Into St. James territory. Paul Zine, shotgun formation. He'll take the snap. He's going to run right, following his blockers, down near the 30 to the 31. Anderson in on the tackle. Paul Zine picks up 6. So 2nd down, about 3-4 yards to go, the 31-yard line. Clock rolling here in the second with 7:30 to go. Abe Paul Zine will get the signal from the sideline, looking over the defense. Tenniger now in the backfield. Here's the snap, the give. Tenniger follows his blockers. He'll go up the middle. He'll run through another. He'll get down near the 10 where he gets stacked up and dropped, but a great run by Christian Tenniger, gain of 21. 1st down and 10 MCC. I'm going to give it to him at the 9. So 1st down, goal to go. 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Afternoon football from here in Slayton. It's been all MCC. Paul Zine under center. He'll turn. He's going to pitch it to Benda. There is nobody out front, and he's into the end zone. Great blocking by the Rebels. Carter Benda will score his 2nd touchdown. A 9-yarder.
9-yard touchdown run by
to make it 35-0. With 6:42 to play. Paul Zine will wait. Wendland will kick. Here's the snap. It's a good one. The hold is there. The kick is low. Line drive, and it is good. Murray County Central goes up 36-0 here in the first half.
When it's game night, the Slayton Pizza Ranch is never too far away. If you're on the road, feed your road warriors great Pizza Ranch pizza on the way. Give a call ahead at 836-8856 and pick it up on your way out of town. If it's a home game, you can get great Pizza Ranch pizza right at the game, or come early for the buffet. When it's game time, you should be thinking Pizza Ranch Pizza in Slayton. Home or away, call 836-8856 or pick it up at your Murray County Central concession stand. Back in Slayton, 36-0. Carter Benda now 3 touchdowns, 15, 43, and 9 yards. The extra point by Wendland was good to make it 36-0. Here in the second quarter, 6:42 to play. Rebels started the season with the shutout win over McRae on that rainy night in Maynard. Came back to Slayton to beat Wabasso. Strong showing that night, then the win last week in Tracy. Next week they go to Sleepy Eye. Wendland will raise his hand approach. Be a kick down the sideline. It's picked up on the run by Hayden Jones. He gets to the sideline. Wendland will step over, and it'll be a return to the 40. Hayden Jones read that. He had been moved back so he could catch it on the fly. Nice return into Rebel territory. Best kick return of the night for St. James. Now can they get anything going on offense? That's been a problem. The only first down for St. James in the first half came on a 15-yard roughing the punter penalty on MCC, where the Rebels nearly blocked the punt. Ball at officially the 39-yard line. Here's the turn. Hunter Stevens. He'll be dumped at the line of scrimmage. Dawson Blankenship, the first man there. And Stevens gets up slow.
Second down and 10.
He'll hobble back to the sideline and get a rest. No gain on the play. Tell you what, when you're going up against a fullback like Stevens, you've got to get low. And Blankenship couldn't get much lower than that, right around the ankle tops, but he went through the legs and got him down. It'll be Straisman under center. Slayton in motion to the left, and there's going to be illegal motion. Looked like left tackle stood up a little early. Fourth penalty on the Saints for 20 yards.
And that penalty will go against the Saints for 5 yards.
Rebels, a couple of penalties for 30.
Bringing up second down and 15.
So it's been all Rebels.
The ball at the MCC, 44 yards.
36-0 on your Woodstock Communications scoreboard. Straisman under center, 2 receivers, Luna and Jones to the left. Slayton goes that side. Rebels show blitz, handoff to the outside. The run this time by the newly instated Fabian Herrera, a freshman. He goes back a yard, so a loss of 1. Justin Scotting in on the tackle for MCC. He's coming back from injury. Saw him at right tackle in the starting lineup offensively for the Rebels today. See him a little bit on defense as well. One of the fastest Rebels. Third down, about 5 yards to go. Looked at the wrong sticks. Third down, about 15 yards to go for the first down. Here in the second quarter, 36-0 Rebels. 4:50 to play. Before half. Slayton in motion. Here comes the pass rush by the Rebels. Straisman will be sacked. Christian Kubel in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 8 yards. Fourth down. And about 23 to go. Great push by Kubel up the middle. Christian Kubel coming off maybe his best game last week against Tracy. Had a block punt. Coulter back to return for the Rebels. Here's Luna. He'll catch the snap. Nearly blocked by the Rebels. The punt is going to bounce. It's going to get a roll out of bounds. The Rebels will be backed up near the 12-yard line, 13. So first down and 10 MCC. Rebels have punted once. $36-0. So Christian Tenniger will split out wide to the right.
Chant Mitchell, Peyton Coulter, Corey Eink to the left. Man in motion is going to be Eink. They'll give it up the middle to Carter Benda. He needs one block on the outside. Tenneger trying to catch up. And Benda is pulled out of bounds near the 40. The official is standing at the 49-yard line. And we do have a flag. So we'll see what happens here and where they move this ball. It was downfield. It's going to be a 15-yard face mask. On top of it, 5th penalty, so it's going to be a run on the play. About 37 yards on the run for Benda. Out near midfield.
The 36-yard line. First down, Rebels.
So Benda, the big run of 37. Then a 15-yard penalty down to the 36-yard line. Second quarter action, clock down to 3:59. Shotgun formation as the wind picks up. Here's the turn, the give to Tanneger, hesitates. Then up the middle, Hunter Stevens will get the tackle, but it's going to be a run of 7-8 yards. Inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Gain of 7. Nice run by Tanneger. Just gave that slight bit of a hesitation, and that was enough to allow the lane to open up. Tanneger closing in on 50 yards rushing here in the first half. Here's the turn, the give. Corey Eink running to the outside. He's going to cut back. Now back to the sideline. He'll break away from another tackle, and he's down near the 7. Great run by Corey Eink. He's going to pick up about 22 on the play. 23 yards down to the 6. As Eink gets his, I don't want to say the first carry of the season, though it might be. His biggest run of the season, that's for sure. First down, goal to go at the 6. Clock will roll down to 3 minutes. Here's Paul Zine. They'll hand it off. Shoveling down the middle is Garcia, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. So the Rebels give it to the nose tackle. Kevin Garcia through B squad was a running back. It is 42-0. Garcia, his first carry, definitely of the season. And the big man runs in from 6 yards out. So Kevin Garcia, as Wendland will hit the extra point. It is 43-0 Murray County Central as you listen to KJO Radio Sports on 106.1 and at ChristiansenBroadcasting.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Ashley Hill, optometrist at Heartland Eye Care Centers. As soon as you walk through our doors, you'll notice it's a family-friendly atmosphere. We build relationships with our patients that last a lifetime and expand multiple generations. I am so excited to be a part of this team, and while we certainly aim to give you clear vision, we also want you to achieve overall health. Come experience the Heartland Eye Care difference. We're located in Marshall, Dawson, Canby, and Slayton.
43-0 the Murray County Central Rebels on top of the St. James Saints. 2:47 to play here in the first half. Touchdown runs, 2 by Paul Zine to start the game, then 3 by Benda. Now 1 by Kevin Garcia. Wendland, 3 of 4 on extra points. Benda and Tenneger each have a 2-point conversion, and we haven't even reached half. Coming up at halftime,
Receive the kickoff, number 3, Anthony Slayton.
Tyson Crosby will be joining us.
80, Hayden Jones.
Here's the approach and the kick. It's going to come to Slayton. About the 23-yard line, he'll cut to the outside. Nice return to the sideline, and then he's dumped. Carter Bendit coming up on the tackle for Maury County Central. So we're late here in the second quarter. Rebels on top big, 43-0. Coming out of the exchange of possessions. Stevens back in at the fullback spot. Slayton will go in motion behind him. He'll get the handoff. He avoids one Rebel in the backfield, and then he's tackled by three others. Westman trying to block from his tight end spot. Just no room. Nate Cleven in on the tackle for the Rebels, also coming in. Justin Scotting, 56.
Second down and 10.
Good pursuit by MCC to stack that play up. Second down and 10 for St. James. I really don't think they're going to be in a big hurry here at the end of the half. Down 43-0. But they definitely want to get some yardage here. Slayton in motion. He'll get the handoff. He's going to break free, and he's going to get a run of about 6, maybe 7 yards. He gets out past the 40 to the 41-yard line. Third down, about 3 yards to go. Gain of 7 for Slayton. Clock rolling here late in the second quarter. So Slayton with a nice run, good blocking. Coming up on your halftime. Brought to you by Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales. Under center, Straisman. Slayton will go in motion. He'll get the handoff, bobbling the ball. He's going to lose about 2-3 yards to set up a fourth down and 5 with under a minute to go. Clock rolling with 53 seconds to go. Zoe whistle as they attend to Slayton. It'll be fourth down, about 6 yards to go. We're going to keep it right here. Maury County Central got off to the quick start. Opening play of the game was a fumble on a snap by St. James. Rebels, Christian Tenneger would recover. MCC would score. So fourth down, about 5 yards to go. 43 seconds to go. They'll wind the clock. So here's the snap. The punt is away. It's very high, very short. Rebels are going to look to return. It's Coulter. I believe, yeah, it is Coulter. Peyton Coulter returns it out past the 45. That might be, trying to think back, one of the Rebels' first punt returns of the season.
MCC will begin first and 10 at their own.
So first down and 10. Not sure if we'll see MCC run anything here. 10.5, or they'll just take a knee. And it looks like they will. 21 seconds to go. It's been all Maury County Central as we come to the half. Maury County Central on top 43-0. So we come up for your Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales halftime show. For Maury County Central, a great performance in the first half. They force a couple of turnovers. The Rebels are able to score basically at will. They did punt once in the first half. A couple of penalties they'd like to have back without a doubt, but all in all, for Maury County Central, a great start here to this game today as we get to the halfway point. Rebels ranked number 2 in the state. We'll take a look at your state polls and talk to a new football coach, new teacher at Maury County Central, Mr. Crosby, when we come back on 106.1.
Oil and Trailer Sales offers competitive prices and premium diesel fuel, unleaded gasoline, and heating fuel. Let Brad and Jim take the stress out of making sure your tank is full and ready for whatever you have planned for your day. Whether you're in the field or on the road, Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales can keep your tank on full. Give them a call today at 836-8449 or stop by their shop located on Highway 30 in Slayton. Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales, wishing all of the area athletes good luck in their contest.
Hi, this is Dr. Ashley Hill, optometrist at Heartland Eye Care Centers. As soon as you walk through our doors, you'll notice it's a family-friendly atmosphere. We build relationships with our patients that last a lifetime and expand multiple generations. I am so excited to be a part of this team, and while we certainly aim to give you clear vision, we also want you to achieve overall health. Come experience the Heartland Eye Care difference. We're located in Marshall, Dawson, Canby, and Slayton.
That's right, it's IRA time again. Don't let time pass with your long-term investments in short-term fixed rates. Evaluate your long-term investment options with me, registered financial consultant Carla Getke, at 800-IRA-6495. Investors Choice Financial Services, where planning pays off. When it's IRA time, call 836-8844.
Securities through American Portfolios Financial Services, a registered broker-dealer. Member FINRA SIPC. Investors Choice Financial Services is independent of American Portfolios Financial Services.
Sometimes slow is just as bad as no. If you're tired of slow or no internet service, Woodstock Wave Wireless Internet may be able to help with free install for new customers, no data caps, and service for Cottonwood, Lincoln, Lyon, Murray, and Pipestone counties. Visit woodstocktel.net for full coverage maps and find out if it's time for go instead of slow. Woodstock Communications, connecting Southwest Minnesota for over 75 years.
You're listening to the Halftime Show here on 106.1 KJO Radio from Slayton, Minnesota's the Murray County Central Rebels squared off with the St. James Saints. Joining us for our halftime guest tonight, we have a new teacher at Murray County Central and a new coach to the coaching staff. Tyson Crosby joins us. And Coach Crosby, thanks for joining us here during halftime, and welcome to Murray County Central.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Talk a little bit about your background, where you come from, and how you got to Murray County Central, as this is year number one.
So I originally am from Sherburne, Minnesota. The team will actually play on homecoming. Martin County West is my alma mater, but obviously I've moved on to greener pastures, and we're looking to take them down and continue our great streak. I attended a junior college for a couple of years because I wasn't quite sure on what to do for a degree. So I went, looked a little bit into myself, tried some different things out, and realized that physical education was kind of the thing for me. So after that, I finished up my general eds there, and I transferred to SDSU to attend their PEAT program. And I started applying in and around the Worthington area just because I had a lot of great friends from the community, had from college, from what I had learned from the area. It was very similar to the area I grew up in without being the same area, so just kind of seemed like an awesome fit, and so far it really has been.
You've come to Murray County Central. Now you're coaching junior high football. You're going to be an assistant to the wrestling program. Obviously, being involved in the Phi Ed sports is important to you. Can you talk a little bit about, first of all, how is the junior high football season going? I know you had a big game earlier this week, but talk a little bit how you've been adjusting into the coaching role during football, and then what we'll see further on in wrestling.
Yeah, so this is my first chance to coach football, which really was my passion growing up, so I love that opportunity. The 7th and 8th graders, they have really come along. We've had 3 games so far this season, and we've either won or competed really great in both of them. Not any blowout losses. We're right there with every team, so I think that really shows a lot about our boys' heart and their commitment to the game. You know, they take this sport seriously, and they want to compete. They want to do their best. Just some for numbers, we have about 14 out for 8th grade, 2 of which are playing up the level, and about 13 out for 7th. Someone's out there is kind of on the fence about coming out. Please come out. We'd love to have you. Everybody gets in. We have great success on moving the ball and getting everybody involved in the activity as well. It's not like you're going to be sitting on the sideline. As for wrestling, I'm looking forward much to working with Mr. Henning. I remember back in the day when my father was coaching wrestling, I used to hear his name traveling around a lot. I don't know if it was his because I was pretty young, and he has a big family. I know the Henning name runs pretty deep over there in Fulda. So I'm looking forward to getting an opportunity to work with him. I got a lot of 7th and 8th graders who were pretty excited when they heard that I was going to be the wrestling coach. So I get to spend even more time with them and get to watch them grow as individuals. So that'll be awesome to see, and really looking forward to it.
How much fun has it been in the classroom? Obviously, this is your first year at the high school level. Can you tell us how your transition has gone, being new to the community, and also what it's like teaching in the classroom?
So my first kind of meeting with everyone in the community was I just came to kind of an optional practice during the summer, and I had junior and senior boys come up and kept saying, "Welcome to the family, welcome to the family." And I was kind of like, well, that's really nice of you guys, but I didn't really realize at that point that family was kind of our coaching staff motto. We're a group, we're a family, we're a unit together. We treat each other like brothers, big points of respect, and really just being there for each other like a family would be. As for in the classroom, one of my keys with why I took the middle school football job was so I at least had a little head start on some of my boys that I was going to be having on the year. But I've really grown to love and enjoy it in the classroom. They listen awesome. We very rarely have any problems. We sometimes maybe get a little distracted with football talk, but I'm able to reel them back in, which just shows me they're passionate about the sport, and I love that. I don't know if the girls quite appreciate it when it comes up in conversation, but I try to sprinkle in a little volleyball talk and whatever else is going on, whether it be cross country in their lives too. But no, we have a really great classroom dynamic here. One thing I've really noticed early is these kids are passionate about their grades. They're really passionate about how to improve their schoolwork, and that's something you really love to see coming into a community that they take it so serious.
Here on the Halftime Show, we've been joined by Tyson Crosby, new Phi Ed and health teacher at Murray County Central Schools, and working as a junior high football coach and coming up with wrestling later this winter. Thanks for joining us today. Continued good luck at Murray County Central, and welcome to the school in the area.
Thanks so much. Go Rebels.
KDL Insurance is the best place to stop for all of your insurance needs. Jan Kleiss, Ruth Ann Dibble, and Aaron Larson now offer a full lineup of complete insurance. Anything from crops to medical or auto to life, there's nothing KDL Insurance can't cover. Give them a call today at 507-836-8389 or stop in and see their new building located on Main Street in Slayton. KDL Insurance. New name, new location, same dedication to protecting you. Is your mechanic ASE certified? They should be. ASE certified mechanics have a passion for what they do. They're trained, tested, and certified. That's who should be working on your vehicle. Carlson's Northside Service in Slayton has ASE certified mechanics. Alignments, oil changes, tire repair, engine problem, or anything under the hood, including someone who will fill the tank for you. Make sure your mechanic is ASE certified. Carlson's Northside Service of Slayton, at the intersection of Highway 30 and Maple Avenue. ASE is more than a patch to Carlson's, it's a passion.
Katie here from 507 Designs. We've designed clothing and promotional items for Monogram Meats, the Murray County Fair, Slayton Building Materials, Murray County Medical Center, Chandler Co-op, First National Bank, the Fulda Fire Department, the Hadley Buttermakers, and Edward Jones, along with dozens of other businesses, fundraisers, sports teams, and organizations. We've also done many one-of-a-kind small orders for individuals to give as gifts or to use at family events. Let's see what we can do for you and stand out with clothing and promotional items professionally done with 507 Designs. Our boutique store is inside the Wheel Herald on Main Street in Slayton. We're on Facebook at 507 Designs.
Window design and performance made easier. Slayton Building Materials carries windows of all types, like the Marvin Collection. Exceptional performance, energy efficiency, low maintenance, and quality you can see, feel, and touch. Whether it's for your residential or commercial properties, Slayton Building Materials can help you choose the type of window that best fits your style and needs. Slayton Building Materials provides the highest quality windows and value-added services in a professional manner, which will surpass their customers' expectations. To discover all that Marvin has to offer, stop into Slayton Building Materials today.
You are listening to your Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales halftime show here on 106.1 KJO Radio and at ChristiansonBroadcasting.com here on this Saturday afternoon. As the Maury County Central Rebels take on the St. James Saints, we take a look at your Minnesota State High School League polls coming into this week's action. In football, Class 6A had Lakeville South number 1, Rosemount 2, and Wayzata at number 3. In Class 5A, Mankato West, Andover, and Moorhead were the top 3. And in Class 4A, it's Hutchinson, followed by Becker and Cold Spring Ricori. Class 3A football, Pierce is number 1. Cannon Falls is 2. Lake City comes in at number 3. Fairmont was number 6. In Class 2A football, Blooming Prairie number 1, followed by Blue Earth Area. Pipestone was number 3. Redwood Valley was number 4. In Class A football, dominated by Southwest Minnesota teams, Mahnomen Waban, number 1 coming into the week. Murray County Central, number 2. Minneota, number 3. Bold, number 4. Dawson Boyd came in at number 5. Tracy Milroy Ballantyne and RTR also receiving votes for the top 10. 9-man football, Mountain Lake area was number 1, followed by Mountain Iron Buell and Verndale. Hills Beaver Creek was number 6. Sleepy Eye St. Mary's number 8, and Red Rock Central received votes for the top 10 this week. In volleyball, Class 4A, Wayzata, Shakopee, and Champlain Park, your top 3. In Class 3A, it was Marshall, followed by Stewartville and New Prague. Class 2A volleyball, Southwest Christian number 1, Watertown Mayor number 2, and Cannon Falls number 3. Jackson County Central came in at number 4. In Class A volleyball, Mayor Lutheran was number 1, Minneota number 2, Canby was 3. That's a look at your top 10 polls in the state of Minnesota for this week. Thanks for tuning in to your halftime show brought to you by Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales of Slayton.
As part of the local community, Curry State Bank is proud to be a sponsor of the Maury County Central Sports Program. Just like the Rebels, we work hard every day in order to be the best we can possibly be, providing an experienced and friendly staff to serve you and offering an array of financial products to meet your needs. Curry State Bank, a proud sponsor of Rebel Sports, working hard to win your trust and confidence. Member FDIC and an equal opportunity lender.
Are you looking for a local newspaper? Well, for the written word, you can check out the Maury County News. The Maury County News is your source for local news, events, and future happenings in the area. For full and complete sports coverage, check out the Maury County News. With in-depth articles and great pictures, the Maury County News is the paper for you. The Maury County News is a proud KJO Radio sports booster.
Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales offers competitive prices in premium diesel fuel, unleaded gasoline, and heating fuel. Let Brad and Jim take the stress out of making sure your tank is full and ready for whatever you have planned for your day. Whether you're in the field or on the road, Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales can keep your tank on full. Give them a call today at 836-8449 or stop by their shop located on Highway 30 in Slayton. Dirk's Oil and Trailer Sales, wishing all of the area athletes good luck in their
Back in Slayton, 43-0 our half, thanks to Mr. Crosby for joining us here at the halftime show. Look at some of the halftime numbers for this one. It's obviously been one-sided, 43-0. In fact, we're going to have the running clock the entire second half. Normally, it's 35 points in the fourth quarter. You have the running clock. But today, afternoon game, with it already being 43-0, St. James failing to pick up a single first down in the first half on their own accord. There was one penalty for the Rebels. I gave them a first down on a punt situation. They'll be running clock the entire second half. Carter Bend over 100 yards in the first half. He scores 3 touchdowns, runs of 15, 43, and 9 yards. Now, those were his scoring runs. He also had runs of 37 and 27 in the first half. Abe Paulzine, a couple of touchdowns, both 1-yard quarterback sneaks. And Kevin Garcia, the nose tackle, he gets a carry for a 6-yard touchdown run late in the second quarter. Kicking for Murray County Central has been solid tonight. Mason Wendland, 3 of 4 on extra points. Did miss 1. Benda and Tenniger each had a 2-point conversion. When we look at this Rebel team, they got off to such a nice start. They recovered the fumble on the very first possession. In fact, very first play from St. James, a high snap from center. Christian Tenniger picked up the fumble. Then it was Dawson Blankenship getting an interception later in the half. And MCC turned it into points. Rebels have had 1 punt in the first half. But this MCC team, obviously they wanted to come out in a game like this where you're a little bit out of your regular schedule. Take control early, and they did that. Now for MCC, here in the second half, you want to stay healthy. Obviously, Rebels getting a couple of players back from injury. Aiden Dirks, Justin Scotting in. Peyton Coulter back for the Rebels tonight. So the Rebels all of a sudden have a bit of an expanded bench. And for St. James, you got to try to get something positive going for the rest of your season. I mean, they got a tough schedule coming up starting today with MCC. They got TMB and Springfield coming up on their schedule. Rebels will be in Sleepy Eye next week. We'll be down in Hills on Tuesday. Rebel cross country or Warrior cross country team is going to be in Slayton on Tuesday. As Murray County Central Fulda looks to continue their strong running. And for MCC here on the football field, obviously a great start. We'll see for this Rebel team how many players they're going to work in to the rotation in the second half. Will we see some backup quarterback play? Whether it's Scrivers, we may see Aiden Dirks in the backfield a little bit for MCC as a quarterback or running back. And Dirks. St. James will kick off to start the second half. Hudson Scrivers, along with Aiden Dirks, the backup quarterbacks. Long kickoff will be taken by the Rebels at the 15-yard line. It's Peyton Coulter. He'll stop, hesitate, takes off again, and he's going to return it out past the 40 to the 43. The ball comes out late, but it's well after the play was called dead. So nice return by Peyton Coulter. Murray County Central will come out to start the second half. Aiden Dirks is on the field for Murray County Central. Number 6. Looks like we'll see him at quarterback. Ross Inglekiss in the backfield with him, number 53. We'll see some of the B squatters in for MCC. Here's Dirks. He'll take the snap. He's going to run right.
Aiden Dirks took the snap across the 45.
Good stop in the middle of that defensive front for St. James. Tanner Olson, 62 in on the play. Dirks is going to pick up about 3, second down and 7. So a nice run by Dirks. Missed some time this season due to an injury. The Rebels, of course, they're going to take some time between plays. Running clock here in the second half. 43-0, Murray County Central. Inglekiss with Dirks. He'll switch sides. Dirks will take the snap. Fakes it to him. He's going to run to the outside, and he's going to get twisted up, pulled down. It'll be a loss of 1. Nice tackle. Cooper Olson, number 53, in on the tackle. William Summers also in there on the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Ike Coulter spread wide to the left. To the right, Ashton Callis, number 19. Inglekiss and Dirks in the backfield. Clock rolling. 3rd down. 7 yards to go for the Rebels. Here's Ike. He'll catch the little pass. He'll try to get to the sideline. It's going to be a gain of about 2. Not much there. Be 4th down and 6 for the Rebels.
The pitch around the right side for a short gain. Tackle made on the play by number 62, Tanner Olson.
Technically, that'll be Dirks' first varsity completion on the little flip pass. Ike will get the reception, just about a yard. Pulled down just shy of the 50. 4th down and long. See if the Rebels go for it here. 4th down and about 5. 9.5 minutes to go. Rebels will line up to go for it. Here's Dirks. Play action. He's going to run right. Nice little cut back, and he'll have a first down run. He'll get out past the 45, a gain of about 7. Aiden Dirks with one great fake on the perimeter, and then he cut it back to the 44-yard line. Here's the handoff, Engelkiss. Straight up the middle. And that's going to be a nice run, a gain of 12 for Engelkiss.
Should be good for a first down.
Dirks and Engelkiss, the youngsters, the sophomores, in the backfield. Engelkiss wearing 53. Dirks number 6. 4th down and 5. The Rebels go for it. They get it. And then the nice run by Engelkiss. Here's Dirks. He's going to run left looking for a block. He'll be pulled down shy of the first down, but it's going to be a great run. About 8 yards.
Tackle made on the play by Fabian Herrera.
Herrera in on the stop. Dirks picks up 8.
Second down, 1.
Second down and a couple. Nice run by Aiden Dirks. Here in the second half, the Woodstock Communications scoreboard. 43-0 Rebels, 7:40 to go here in the third. Dirks in the shotgun formation. Man in motion is Ike. They'll flip it to Ike on the pass play. It'll be a first down. He'll break it to the sideline. Breaks a tackle there. He'll be down inside the 10.
Takes a pitch around the left side. Good for the first down again.
So another completion by Dirks on that little flip pass. Gain of about 13, down to the 9. So Ike, a couple of catches.
That will make it first and goal from the 9.
This is a virtual air raid offense for the Rebels, and each pass has traveled less than a yard. But effective, good blocking out front by the Rebels. Along that offensive front, Tate Tremblay that way at tackle. Engelkiss and Dirks in the backfield. Handoff, Engelkiss right up the middle. He breaks one tackle. He's into the end zone. So the touchdown for Murray County Central sophomore Ross Engelkiss. 49-0. Rebels. Here in the third quarter. 6:43 to play. So the Rebels will attempt the extra point. Mason Wendland, 3 for 4 so far today. Here's the snap. It's low. Paulzine does a nice job of picking it up. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Murray County Central Rebels lead 50-0 here in the third quarter as you listen to 106.1 KJO Radio.
Know more about what a good truck wash should be than a trucking company. That's why T&J Trucking started T&J Truck Wash. It's a self-service truck wash open 24/7. That means your wait time can be minimal, if nothing at all. There are 3 big bays. I mean really big bays with fire hoses, wands, and disinfectant. Designed by a trucking company, wash the big stuff 24/7 at T&J Truck Wash. 4 miles west of Highway 59 at Valhalla Corner and a half a mile north.
50-0 our score here in Slayton in the third quarter. 6:22 to play. It's been all Rebels. Ross Engelkiss, his first varsity touchdown. As MCC punches it in. A drive that covered about 56 yards. Aiden Dirks and Ross Engelkiss kind of leading the way with Corey Ike, a couple of catches. Here's the approach. Line drive kick towards the sideline. It's going to bounce, and it's going to roll, and it's going to stay in bounds. Picked up by the Saints along the sideline. Slayton with the kick return. Picks up about 3-4 yards, but back at about the 27-yard line, maybe 28. First down and 10. St. Mary's. St. James, the Saints. Know where that came from. First down and 10. St. James with the football. Rebels. A few new names out there. Dylan Doden in on defense. Also in at D end. Abdil Castillo in. And there's a fumble on the give. Corey Ike will get the tackle, the run for St. James. Wyatt Loosebrock in on the stop.
3-yard loss on the play, second down and 13.
So Colin Anderson, the run. He'll lose 3. Couldn't squeeze it in. Ike comes up with a nice stop. See Aiden Dirks coming in defensively for the Rebels at a secondary spot. In for MCC and defensive line, Thomas Husso in at D end. Man in motion to the outside. Here's the give up the middle. The Rebels have that stacked up. In on the tackle for Murray County Central, Justin Scotting. Nice show of sportsmanship and picking up the ball carrier.
Third down, 13.
Dayton Swatsky in for St. James. Third down, 14 yards to go. So St. James facing third down, about 14 yards to go. Receiver split wide right. Subs in both ways. Anderson will swing it out of the backfield. Caught by Swatsky. Back to the line of scrimmage. Fourth down, 14 yards to go. Still clock rolling. Nice pass by Anderson, but again, nothing doing on the play. Woodstock Communications scoreboard. MCC up 50-0 here in the second half. Punting situation. Ike and Dirks back to return. Luna into punt. Here's the snap. It's good. Luna will catch. Line drive punt down the middle. It's going to get a very high, short hop. Rebels will get out of the way, and it'll roll down to about the 39-yard line.
And the kick will roll dead at the 39, where MCC will begin. First and 10.
Still 50-0. Rebels up. Clock rolling here in the second half with 3:10 to play. Again, running clock the entire second half. MCC scores a touchdown on their only drive so far here in the second half, led by Aiden Dirks. Ross Inglekiss and Ike. Here's handoff. Inglekiss. He breaks it off to the left-hand side. He'll get to the sideline. Inglekiss to the 40, inside the 40 to about the 36. And the sophomore running back with a nice hard run off to the left-hand side. He's going to pick up a nice chunk of change.
Tackled by number 3.
Gain on the play of about 24 for Inglekiss. Three carries. Over almost 50 yards rushing for Inglekiss. First down and 10, MCC. Dirks with Ike in motion. They'll flip it to Ike to the outside. He'll cut it upfield at the sideline. He gets hit, breaks free. He'll get to about the 30-yard line, a gain of about 7-8 yards on another quick pass. Second down and 3. Gain of 7. Hunter Stevens in on the tackle.
Second down and 2.
Ike get a run at 23 in the first half. He's had 3 catches here in the second on just that little drop pass from the running back that's become popular at the high school level. Here's Aiden Dirks, fakes the handoff. He'll bounce it right. He's got blockers out front. What a nice cutback. Tries to set up the runner, and he's going to win the race to the end zone. Touchdown, Aiden Dirks. Covering 30 yards in the score. The sophomore tailback for MCC, and now quarterback, sprints into the end zone, 56-0 Rebels. Minute 27 to go here in the third quarter. Dirks from 30 yards out. Rebels will go for the extra point. Wendland will kick it. Here's the snap. This time it's there. It's down. The kick is on the way. And it is good. A minute 18 to go in the third. The Murray County Central Rebels on top. 57-0.
Sometimes slow is just as bad as no. If you're tired of slow or no internet service, Woodstock Wave Wireless Internet may be able to help. With free install for new customers, no data caps, and service for Cottonwood, Lincoln, Lyon, Murray, and Pipestone counties. Visit woodstocktel.net for full coverage maps and find out if it's time for go instead of slow. Woodstock Communications, connecting Southwest Minnesota for over 75 years.
Back in Slayton, Murray County Central on top, 56-0. Excuse me, 57-0. The extra point by Wendland is good. Mason Wendland's gotten plenty of practice tonight on the extra points. 5 out of 6. So Wendland will put the ball on the tee. He'll kick off from the 40. The kick will come off to the right-hand side. St. James on the catch on the run. It's Slayton. He fumbles, and the Rebels have it back. See who picked it up for the Rebels. And I'm not sure who picked it up that time. Was it Engelkiss who maybe picked up the loose ball? We'll find out shortly. So the Rebels get it back. Dirks will be under center. Ross Engelkiss behind him. 35 seconds to go here in the third. Eink in motion. Snap will hit Eink as he came through. The ball, the Rebels let it roll out of bounds. So little missed timing for the Rebels as the ball hits Corey Eink coming in motion in the face mask. Well, that's the biggest negative play for the Rebels tonight, other than a couple of 15-yard penalties. Going to be a loss of nearly 10 yards. The Rebels will let the clock roll out here in the third quarter. Your Woodstock Communications scoreboard, 57-0 MCC.
For the average American, the number one place to sing is not on stage, but rather your shower. Well, you won't be singing in your shower if it isn't working. And who better to fix your shower than the singing plumber himself, Tim Bankston of Tim's Plumbing and Heating of Slayton. Tim the Toolman has strong ties to Murray County and its community, from the school to community theater. Cheer on the Rebels, and remember, the next time you're singing in the shower, remember Tim's Plumbing and Heating of Slayton, 227-1361. That's 227-1361.
57-0 Murray County Central on top. Well, last night I had a chance to go cover Minneota and Lakeview. That ended up being 50-0 or so. 57-0 here. Granted, the team I was announcing for won or were on top in both, so I'll never complain about that. If it's ever the other way around, then it's a whole different story. Second down and long for Murray County Central. Ball just past midfield, 48-yard line. In at quarterback for Murray County Central, it's going to be Hudson Scrivers in. Aiden Dirks will line up as the tailback, and he'll get the pitch running to the outside. Nice blocking out front. He'll bounce one direction, pushes a blocker out in front of himself, and he's going to pick up about 13, 14 yards. Dirks with a nice carry. In fact, it'll be a run of 14 yards for Dirks, who has a 30-yard touchdown run here in the second half as the clock rolls here in the fourth quarter, which I'll update. Thanks for tuning in at ChristiansHitBroadcasting.com and here on 106.1 KJO Radio. 57-0 Murray County Central. Third down, about 7 yards to go. I'll make it 6. From the 34. Man in motion to the left is Anakin Larson. Hand off to Dirks up the middle, and he'll be pulled down shy of the first down. He'll gain about 4. Fourth down and about 2 for the Rebels.
4th down and 2.
First down will come at about the 28-yard line. Good opportunity for the Rebels to get subs into the game. Scrivers, just an 8th grader. Backup quarterback for the Rebels. Dirks getting some action today. Larson will split wide right. Receivers left and right as well in the slot. Scrivers, quarterback keep straight ahead. Following the blockers, he's going to be close to a 4, maybe a 5-yard pickup. It'll be a first down. So nice run by Hudson Scrivers to pick up the first. Be a gain of 4. Just shy of the 25 at the 26-yard line here in the fourth quarter. First down and 10 MCC. Hudson Scrivers under center. Here's the turn, the pitch to the outside. It's Holm with the carry. He'll get to the sideline. And a nice run by Andrew Holm, the 6-foot, 135-pound tailback, a freshman for MCC. So the nice run out to the 11-yard line, or 12. Gain of 14 on the play. Nice blocking up front by the Rebels, clearing some space. The Rebel B squatters have struggled a bit this season, especially offensively, getting some nice opportunities here. Larson in motion and the flag flies. Legal motion. And that's the call. Third penalty, 35 yards on MCC. Got to like the help of Wyatt Loosebrock that time. Goes over, picks up the official, hands it back. He hands it back to the official. Here's your flag. Let's keep this clock going here in the fourth quarter. 57-0 Rebels, 8:40 to play. Scrivers under center. First down and 15. Here's the pitch outside. Holm with the carry. He's going to cut back, and he's got a light into the end zone, but we got a flag. And I think we might have a hold. If I was to take a wild guess, and it wouldn't have to be too wild to guess hold in the middle of the field. And that's the call. So that was a great run by Andrew Holm. He set up the blockers, a nice cut back to the middle. I don't know who the hold was on, but it'll be near the 5-yard line. So it's a positive run. But the ball will come back to the 15. So Murray County Central get one punt so far in this game back in the first half. 8:25 to go. Let's see if Hudson Scrivers gets to air one out a little bit here. Granted, it's still first down and 15. Larson in motion. They're going to give it to Anakin Larson. He'll bounce it to the outside. He'll get to the sideline. He'll tuck it up, and he scores. Anakin Larson on a 15-yard touchdown run to the outside. Larson on the 15-yard touchdown to the outside. And the Murray County Central Rebel freshman gets his first touchdown of the season at any level with 8:06 to play in the fourth. What? Here's the pitch. Holm will catch. He avoided one tackler, and he'll fall into the end zone. Well, Holm doesn't get his touchdown, but he does get a 2-point conversion. Anakin Larson scores on the 15-yard run. And it's 65-0. Murray County Central.
For the average American, the number one place to sing is not on stage, but rather your shower. Well, you won't be singing in your shower if it isn't working. And who better to fix your shower than the singing plumber himself, Tim Bankston of Tim's Plumbing and Heating of Slayton. Tim the Toolman has strong ties to Murray County and its community, from the school to community theater. Cheer on the Rebels, and remember, the next time you're singing in the shower, remember Tim's Plumbing and Heating of Slayton, 227-1361. That's 227-1361.
So, we're in the fourth quarter. Murray County Central up 65-0. Anakin Larson with his first touchdown.
Mason Wendland again to kick off.
Rebels will boot it away.
Hayden Jones back deep.
Bouncing kick will come down to Slayton at the 35. He's going to get to the sideline. Anakin Larson will come over and slow him down momentarily. So a good return by Slayton. Larson got the touchdown. Now he helps make the tackle. And St. James now at the 47-yard line. Trying to get back to midfield. And for MCC, you're in a situation where you want to hold the shutout. 7:30 and rolling in the fourth quarter. Give a big shout out to A.J. Winicky, trader for the Canby Lancers, former coach of these B-squatters out here, joining us in the press box today. Slayton in motion to the left. He'll catch the pitch running to the wide side of the field. He'll cut back, nearly lost the ball and dragged down. Slayton, the starting tailback, in 65-0 the score in the fourth quarter with 6:59 to go. Gain of 7 for Slayton. Matches his longest run of the game. Has had a couple of decent kick returns. Ball at the Rebel 45-yard line. Anderson under center. He'll take the snap. He'll give to the fullback. Fabian Herrera gets another carry. His third of the game, but he loses about a yard. Loose Brock in on the tackle for the Rebels. Players running in, running off. Good team effort for the Rebels tonight. Everybody getting into the action. Third down, about 4 at the 46. Slayton in motion to the left. Anderson's going to roll out. Now he wants to flip it. He's going to be hit and pulled down. Ross Engelkiss on the tackle for the Rebels. The sophomore comes up. It'll be a loss of 4 back to midfield. Anderson wanted to flip it, but Engelkiss did a nice job of keeping his outside contained while getting upfield, and the pass play just wasn't there. He went to flip it, and Engelkiss's hand was in the way, and then he closed in on Anderson and pulled him down. Fourth down, about 7 yards to go. St. James will go for it. They'll pitch it wide to Slade. A great catch on the pitch, and he'll be pulled down well short of the first down. He gets about 4 to 5. He'll get up slowly.
Tackle made on the play by number 60, McCaden Bannerman.
In on the tackle for the Rebels, McCaden Danneman, 5'5", 165-pound sophomore. It'll be first down and 10, MCC at the 45. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. All Rebels today, 65-0. Touchdowns by a nose tackle. Freshmen getting into the act, some sophomores for the Rebels in the second half. Scrivers under center. Larson will go in motion to the right. They'll hand it off to Holm, and he'll get tackled in the backfield. Good penetration by Colton Johnson, the senior. Second down 11 as Holm gets taken down. Holm had a touchdown run on the previous possession, called back because of penalty. He get a 2-point conversion. The Rebels' backs have looked good today, and it hasn't been just straight handoffs and long runs. But they've been setting up the blockers very nicely, seeing the field as they're running. Here's Larson in motion to the right. Here's the pitch. Holm will catch. He'll get to the corner, breaks one tackle. Further on, nice little cutback. He'll have the first down, and he'll be all the way down inside the 40. Great run by Holm as he's going to pick up the loss on the play and then some, about 17 yards maybe on the first down run to the 39. Holm with the nice carry to pick up the first down. We're down to 3:30 to play. Again, it's been running clock the entire second half. The Rebels built the big halftime lead, 43-0. Here's the turn, the give. Holm breaks one tackle. He's going to break it off on the left-hand side. He gets tripped up, but he stays on his feet. He'll get to the sideline, and he'll score. 39-yard touchdown run by Andrew Holm. And I don't see any flags. 71-0 MCC. With 3:06 to go. Holm breaks the big run. The stats are going to look great for, well, everybody in purple and black today, but especially for the backups. Why not? Here's the snap to Scrivers. He'll hand it off to Anakin Larson. He'll cut back and he'll score. So Larson and Holm, the two backups in the game, they have 8 points each. Touchdown and 2-point conversions, and it's 73-0. Murray County Central here in the fourth quarter.
MVTV Wireless.com. Connecting rural Minnesota.
Do you own a computer, laptop, smartphone, tablet, or a smart TV? Of course you do. We all do. With the world that we live in today, we rely on our devices. MVTV Wireless Internet understands what it means to you to have an honest and hardworking internet service provider. MVTV Wireless is an internet provider with your family in mind. Visit MVTVWireless.com.
It's in the fourth quarter, 73-0 Murray County Central. Andrew Holm with the touchdown run. Covering 39 yards. Anakin Larson, the 2-point conversion. We have 2:43 to play. Sturgis to kick off. Line drive, kick down the middle. It's going to hop past Hayden Jones. He'll go back and pick it up. He'll run right, left, and then into a host of Rebels in on the tackle by Griffin Braun. Way to go, Griffin. Shout out to Braun. He's related. First down and 10 MCC, or excuse me, St. James.
First and 10 for St. James from their own 27-yard line.
Good coverage by the Rebels on the kick. And along that defensive line for Murray County Central. Daneman. Kobe Kestelud in at D-tackle. Waiting for the snap is Anderson. He'll take it. He'll drop back. He's going to load up, and he's going to fire it over the middle. It's overthrown and incomplete. Back in coverage, Luke Habermeyer, the foreign exchange student from Germany, 6'2", 195. Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass by Anderson. Man in motion. Slayton the give up the middle. Fullback carry. Your postgame show will be brought to you by First National Bank. As the fourth quarter rolls on, we're down to 1:12 to go. The run by Fabian Herrera picks up a couple of yards.
Third down, 9.
Great game here by the Rebels. Took care of business. And that was kind of, coming into this week, that was the focus. You got a big win against Tracy. You got to follow it up and get the win the next week. Now a road trip to Sleepy Eye. Anderson under center takes the snap. He'll pitch it to the wide side of the field. Hesitation. And the run to the outside. The run, well, it's number 6. And unfortunately, there is no number 6 on my roster. So unless
Tackle on the play made by number 33, Anakin Larson.
Anakin Larson in on the tackle. No help from either program. We tried. It's going to be 4th down in short for the St. James Saints, and we're down under 10 seconds, and that's going to be the game. They'll walk off the field 73-0. The Murray County Central Rebels get the win. Your post-game show brought to you by First National Bank as MCC gets the victory tonight. A team effort. Running clock in the second half sped this game up, but the Rebel B squatters and reserves played extremely well in the second half as well, and the Rebels get the win.
Whether it's personal, commercial, or agricultural, First National Bank of Slayton and their lenders, Brian Gass and Jeremy Bolster, can take care of you. Hi, I'm Emily Gass. My dad is Brian Gass, and he takes pride in managing his branch in personable, professional, and friendly environment. At First National Bank in Slayton, customer service is our number one priority. With my dad and his staff, you're more than just a number or a name. Give my dad or Jeremy Bolster a call today at 507-836-8587. First National Bank, ready to grow with you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Of the farmer, by the farmer, for the farmer. From their first day of business, the Chandler Co-op has been an ag-based farmer cooperative, and that mission has not changed. The Chandler Co-op now serves farmers from ag centers in Chandler, Lake Wilson, and Edgerton. The Chandler Co-op has always taken the lead in bringing the most cost-efficient products and services to its patron owners. And in doing so, those patrons have shared in its financial success. The Chandler Co-op, Cenex in Chandler, Lake Wilson, and Edgerton. Of the farmer, by the farmer, for the farmer.
When it comes to your vehicle, you want it to run in tip-top shape. That cannot happen without a stop first to Foldo Auto Service on Front Street. When it comes to taking care of your vehicle, you won't find better technicians anywhere with over 20 years of experience. Cars, trucks, pickups, they work on them all. And yes, they're known for transmission work, but that's not all they do. They do air conditioning work, brakes, exhaust work, oil changes, and even diagnostics. So when it comes to your car, truck, or pickup, trust the pros at Foldo Auto Service, 103 Front Street.
Over the past year, mental health concerns have come to the forefront of our minds, including higher rates of suicide attempts. As suicide claims thousands of lives each year, catching differences in behavior, mood, and language could be the difference between life and death for someone. If you or a loved one is struggling with suicidal thoughts, call the National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-273-TALK. If you'd like to discuss mental health-related concerns, contact the Murray County Medical Center at 836-6111. That's 836-6111.
Have you suffered from debilitating headaches and migraines that have affected your quality of life? Many patients have benefited from Dr. Plotz at Shattuck Dental Care doing an assessment of their functional bite. Dr. Plotz has specialized training in this area and has helped reduce and even eliminate headaches for some people. It's worth having an exam with Dr. Plotz at Shattuck Dental Care to have your functional bite assessment today. Call Shattuck Dental Care in downtown Slayton at 507-836-1000. That's Shattuck Dental Care, 507-836-1000.
Back in Slayton, you don't want to see that. 73-0. The Murray County Central Rebels with the win. Take a look at the scoring for the Rebels tonight. We go back to the first quarter. Abe Paulzine on the 1-yard touchdown run. Carter Benda had the 2-point conversion. The Rebels led 8-0. That was with 11:28 to go in the first quarter. The Rebels would score at the 6:13 mark. Paulzine again with the 1-yard run. Christian Tenniger the 2-point conversion to make it 16-0. With 23 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it was Benda on a 15-yard run. Mason Wendland kicked the extra point to make it 23-0. We moved on to the second quarter. Benda, a 43-yard play for the touchdown. It was the only play of the drive. The extra point was no good. Rebels led 29-0. Then it was Benda from 9 yards out with Wendland making the kick. That was at the 6:42 mark in the second, and it was 36-0. Rebels went up 43-0. With just a few moments left in the second quarter, Kevin Garcia, 6-yard touchdown run, the nose tackle, and senior scored. Wendland the extra point. We go to the third quarter. We played with running time throughout. Ross Inglekiss, a 9-yard touchdown run. The extra point was good. MCC led 50-0. With 1:13 to go in the third, Aiden Dirks, a 30-yard touchdown run. Extra point again, good by Wendland to make it 57-0. Anakin Larson would score with 8:06 remaining in the fourth. Andrew Holm, the 2-point conversion. And MCC went ahead 63-0, and then they finish with the touchdown run from 39 yards out by Andrew Holm. Larson with the 2-point conversion to make it 73-0. Your post-game show brought to you by First National Bank of Slayton. It was a great game for Murray County Central this afternoon. They dominated throughout. The defense was outstanding. Even thinking back in this, even in the second half with the B squad players in the game, I don't think St. James had more than a couple of first downs the entire night. They had one in the first half because of a penalty. Maybe one first down in the second half, if that. But credit MCC at all levels. And it was the varsity starters. They played well. The backups came in. They did their job. Then you get down to freshmen and eighth graders in the fourth quarter. They did their job. And a successful day. Tough game for St. James. Obviously, they've had struggles this season as they continue to try to develop their program. 4 games left in the season. Murray County Central with a big win here. Now they have to get ready for Sleepy Eye back on the road. The Rebels' schedule is pretty easy this year. It's away, home, away, home, away, home till the end of the year when they wrap up with Adrian. And they'll go to Sleepy Eye next week. Homecoming will be the following week, a little later homecoming than of recent memory for Murray County Central. But all in all, a terrific performance by MCC. And they get the victory here tonight. For Simon, who handled our camera duties today, with this one thing that we found out, difficult situation when we're playing afternoon games, to be able to see the camera viewfinder is not easy here when it's got this much sunshine. Patrick Freeman coming up to join us on the post-game show. As Coach joins us, and Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
We talked a little bit about last week that you get a big win over Tracy. That game is over. The celebration ends probably Sunday afternoon, and then you have to refocus and get ready for the next week because you can't. There's no weeks off. You have to be focused on the next outing, and the Rebels came out focused tonight. They did what they had to do. 1 first down the entire first half was on a penalty. I think maybe 2 first downs total for St. James today, but it was all levels that played well. It was the starters. It was the backups. It was the deep reserves as you got the freshmen in a lot in this second half. But you have to be happy with a lot of things the Rebels did tonight on all levels, especially for, a lot of the backups. They lost a B squad game earlier because Wabasso couldn't play. They haven't had a lot of game time to get in, and they were able to get some action tonight.
Yeah, it was just a great program win today. I thought we got better in all aspects of the game, and like you said, to see our varsity execute, I thought we came out a little sluggish, but I thought as the game went on, we became more physical and were able to kind of create the tempo that we wanted to do. And like you said, kind of going in that third quarter, we were kind of wanting to get some guys looks that we haven't seen a lot, and wanted to make sure that we're one guy away. That hey, you need to come in and be able to execute, and these are key reps. And it was fun to see kind of the growth there. And then, like you said, our JV squad. They don't get as much reps in practice as they want, as we want, and to have them to have game experience, I mean, those are things you can't replace. So overall, great program win today.
When we look at this Rebel team, you get Justin Scotting back, Aiden Dirks, Peyton Coulter coming back. All of a sudden, especially in the secondary, all of a sudden you've added some depth there where you're able to rotate in some more players. And obviously, the more time they get in practice and kind of build up themselves to get into game shape and everything, it makes your team a little bit deeper, and you can kind of spread that playing time around and even things out during games.
Yeah, and our goal is to keep staying healthy, and I think if we can get a good rotation in with those guys, it just makes us stronger, it makes us healthier, and that's what we want. So, like you said, getting us more healthy is a goal, and we haven't been really healthy all year, so it's nice to see us kind of get to the point where we're going to be at full strength as much as we can, obviously without Jaden, and we obviously miss him, but it was great to see him today and family, and just the support. You're looking at the community support for MCC. It was very evident today, and that's something that's really awesome and something that makes our community such a great place to live.
As I thought it was kind of uplifting, that he's home already, but he was at the volleyball game the other night, here down along the sideline before the game and throughout the game. Is it kind of a sigh of relief for the players a little bit to take, he's here, he's not playing, but he's here, and that's a huge thing to have your classmate with you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we've been waiting for and wanting, and it's just it's a blessing to kind of see him and his family here. And like you said, you talk to Jaden, and he's Jaden, and that's the great thing to see. And our guys miss him and love him, and it's been one of those uplifting things, and it's one of those great stories. And I think it's something that we're going to keep throughout the season. He's always with us, and we're a family. We're together, and I think guys know that, and we're excited to kind of see how we continue forward. And obviously we're going to miss Jaden throughout just on the field, but his presence off the field is just as important as well.
You got Sleepy Eye coming up next week, another road game for the Murray County Central Rebels. What do you know about Sleepy Eye coming in? Obviously it's a little different team than you faced almost the last 3-4 years. It seems like they've had some of the same guys. They finally graduated and moved on, so it's a different looking roster, but they've had their ups and downs over the course of this season.
Yeah, they had a big win yesterday with the New Ulm Cathedral. I'd call that an upset just because Cathedral has kind of shown some scoring ability throughout the season, and only to hold them to 8 points is impressive. So I think they have a new head coach there. But looking at film, they're still running their same offense and defense. Within the Sleepy Eye team, we've always known that they're physical up front, so that's going to be kind of a key. And I think it's going to be making sure we're disciplined on defense. They run a lot of counters. They kind of run power football, so it's going to be kind of focus on that. And offensively, it's about keep growing our craft. Obviously we didn't get to throw the ball a lot today, and we want to make sure that we're going to keep becoming balanced. But a lot of times it's what the defense is getting us. And if it's something that we see we can run the ball, we're going to run the ball. And if we can throw it, we're going to throw it. We're confident in all areas, but we're excited for the growth and the opportunity for next week to play CPI.
Coach, nice win today, 73-0. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
73-0 our final. Your post-game show brought to you by First National Bank of Slayton. For Simon, on the camera, I'm Joel Herrick. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend, everyone. Safe travels, and we'll be back with all your coverage of Murray County Central Rebel volleyball action coming up on Tuesday night.